So then the creator of Boruto, or I should say one of the creators of Boruto, Mikio Kishimoto, has recently done a new interview. And personally, I love it when mangakas of your favourite series do interviews, because it gives you a really interesting insight into the production and the development of said series. Now, unfortunately, this interview was not quite that, but I did want to cover it anyway, because I thought there's a couple, mainly one interesting topic that we could actually discuss from this interview. However, because the interview's a little bit lackluster, I guess you could say, then I presume this video is not going to be overly long. But without further ado, let's jump into this interview. So then, shout out to Jackson on Twitter. His Twitter links will be in the description below, as well as I believe the actual full article for this. I believe it may be in Italian, so I do apologise, but Jackson on Twitter has kindly just rounded up all the interesting bits and all the main important details and put them onto his Twitter, and we're going to be covering his main highlights, because I believe there's 3 main highlights from this interview, and it's mainly just one I want to talk about, but let's get into it. So the first one is Kishimoto was actually asked about Kawaki and Boruto in the future, but obviously he didn't answer because of spoilers. That's one point. Do you see what I mean about this interview? Exactly. The second point, which I thought was actually kind of interesting. I mean, he didn't really answer any questions regarding Boruto. It's nothing we really wanted to know, but still it's kind of interesting regardless. Kishimoto says that he much prefers Naruto Part 1 over Naruto Part 2 Shippuden. Now, personally, I have a bias towards Shippuden because that's the one I kind of grew up with, if that's what you'd say, but objectively, I mean, I'm pretty sure most people will agree that Part 1 is better than Shippuden. So I don't think anyone's going to have a problem with saying he prefers Part 1 over Part 2. And I think that's kind of evident in the way the story is actually kind of progressing right now in Boruto. And I think he did actually touch on that. He'd rather stick to the roots and everything of Part 1 than what was going on with Part 2. So if you're a fan of Naruto Part 1, then you should enjoy the Boruto manga, which I'm sure we all do anyway. But this is the main last point. This is the one I wanted to touch on. Kishimoto commented on Sarada in the manga and that her design is too much. Now, Sarada's design, whenever a new chapter comes out, when she's in it, especially the last chapter when she was the main focus on the front cover, whenever Sarada's in it, she's always talk of the town. She's everywhere. People don't stop talking about her outfit. Now, I should probably clear this in the air right now. I don't mind Sarada's outfit. For example, I see a lot of people saying, why is she wearing high heels? Personally, I think the high heels look badass. I really like the high heels. I can see where people are coming from with the short skirt. Personally, I mean, I don't go looking at kiddies that way, so it doesn't really bother me. Like, it's really hard to explain. It's a tough subject to talk about without sounding a little bit noncy. So it's going to be a tough one, but I can understand why people do not like Kishimoto's envision of Sarada in the manga. I can completely get that, but at the same time, it's just something that doesn't really bother me a huge deal. So I just think it's quite interesting how Kishimoto's commented on this, because obviously we know what Kishimoto's design of Sarada looks like. I believe that's actually the design they go with in the anime, and I think a good huge portion of the people, in fact even most people, prefer Sarada's design in the Boruto anime as opposed to the manga. But I did think it was quite interesting how Kishimoto's brought this up. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, if Kishimoto's commented on it and he is the editor, then why is Kishimoto not changed it? And I think that's kind of it's a valid point. I think that's fair to say. I'm guessing it just boils down to the fact that this is not Kishimoto's anymore. I mean, obviously he is. He's still supervisor, editor, and all of that. He's still kind of like the guy who gets the last final word, I suppose you could say. But I suppose when it comes down to artwork and stuff, that's just not his territory anymore. And that's now all Kishimoto's problem, or Kishimoto's responsibility. So It'd be interesting to see if she does get a style change at some point in the series, because like I said, Kishimoto has clearly commented on it. A huge portion of the fan base have commented on it. I wonder if at some point he's going to essentially be forced into redesigning Sarada. I do feel like she'll get a more safe design in the time skip. I reckon that could be a possibility. Or maybe he'll just take the advantage of her being like 3 years older and she'll be way more lewd than she already is. Only time will tell. But guys, like I said, that was mainly it for this interview. It was nothing special. I'm not too sure what the actual focus of this interview was. If it was specifically for Boruto, I think it was pretty damn lackluster. But if the topic of the interview and the wherever it was is for something different, then I appreciate that we actually got anything to do with Boruto. I think that's pretty damn cool. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'd really like to know what your guys' opinions are on all of this from this interview. Is there any other points from the interview which I didn't actually bring up in this video that you'd want to talk on? Let's get a discussion going on down in the comments, because like I said, we do not get many interviews from the actual mangakas themselves regarding Boruto. So extremely grateful for that. And obviously Jump Festa is coming up in like a month and a bit, so we're fingers crossed gonna get some mega cool news regarding Boruto then. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're not ready to become a member of the Senpai Squad. Tick that little notification bell if it does anything. Like, honestly, what is the point anymore? I don't know. But guys, I'll see you guys in another video. But until then, peace.